Welcome to Clash Corner, your daily dose of chaos.
I started getting paid for a pregnancy fetish. A while ago, I had a one-night stand with a guy the first met at a bar. The next morning, he asked if I would ever consider wearing a fake pregnancy belly. A while ago, I had a one-night stand with a guy the first met at a bar. Totally normal night, nothing strange. The next morning, he suddenly asked if I would ever consider wearing a fake pregnancy belly. I thought he was joking, but he got weirdly shy and admitted he had a thing for pregnant women. Not necessarily intimate, more like the whole caretaker fantasy. I don't know why, maybe because it was already a messy, random night, but I said yes. He even had a silicone fake belly at his place. He asked if I'd wear it and just hang out with him for a bit. I did. He treated me like I was actually expecting his kid, carrying things for me, telling me to sit down, asking if I needed water every 5 minutes. Before I left, he told me he knew men who were into the same thing. Like a private little group, not official or anything, just guys who share this fantasy. And he asked if he could recommend me. And now I basically get paid to put on a fake belly and meet these guys for a coffee, a walk, whatever. It's never intimate, but it's definitely fetish adjacent. They want the whole pregnant girlfriend vibe. Sometimes they ask me to carry something too heavy just so they can jump in and stop me. Or they hand me something on the floor so I have to struggle bending down, then rush over like I'm fragile. Once a guy even asked me to clean a little spot on his kitchen floor just to watch me try to kneel with the belly. It's all about the scenario. It's ridiculous, but the money is good and honestly, it's kind of harmless. Just awkward, intimate roleplay with overly helpful men. My friends think I'm doing normal side gigs. Nobody knows I'm walking around other cities with a silicone bump under my top, acting like I'm 7 months along. Would you do it for the money?
Ready for more? Here comes Clash number 2.
My ex dumped me over a lie and now wants me back. My ex dumped me because she was told I was cheating on her. She now knows she was lied to and is trying to get back together. Not happening. We had been dating for about 6 months and things seemed to be going pretty well. We had met each other's friends and family and were in the very early stages of talking about moving in together if things kept going smoothly. Then one day a few months ago she stopped responding to my texts. After a long gap in communication, I tried calling her and was sent to voicemail. Got a text telling me that one of her friends had spotted me out on a date with another woman and she was done with me. Dumped and blocked. I had never been unfaithful to her, so this caught me completely off guard. I got a few nasty messages from a friend of hers and her sister telling me that I was a disgusting person. Then they blocked me before I could even defend myself. Ended up taking a day off work and just sat at home and cried. I had gone from having someone I really liked and was thinking about a future with to alone and hated by that same woman almost overnight. She reached out to me yesterday. Let me know that she now knows I did not cheat on her and was wondering if we could meet up and talk in person. I pushed for more info and she admitted that the friend that claimed to have seen me out with another woman was a guy who had a thing for her and made it up. Said he had a few very convincing photos that she now thinks were generated by artificial intelligence. He made a move on her which made her question everything and she got him to admit that he never saw me with anyone and made it all up. She apologized over and over for throwing what we had away over a lie and letting herself be manipulated like that. I thanked her for letting me know and that I appreciated her reaching out, but I am just not interested in getting back together with her after what happened. She never even bothered to talk to me and get my side before dumping me over some fake pictures and a creep with an agenda. I cannot build a relationship with someone who threw me away so quickly. Even if she was tricked. She has been really pushing hard for me to meet up and talk it out in person, but I know that will not change anything. Would most likely just be the same conversation in person and be super uncomfortable. Anyway, thank you for letting me get that off my chest. Would you give someone a second chance after this?
The chaos doesn't stop. Clash number 3.
He changed completely after we were intimate for the first time. I had been dating a guy for a month who seemed like a total gentleman, until the second we were intimate for the first time. I had been dating a new guy for a month, and he was a gentleman and very kind towards me. He very recently told me how much he liked me and that I was pretty, but most of all a kind person with a good heart, which is most important above anything. His intentions seemed genuine towards me. We had texted or spoken on the phone every day, up until Thursday when I came to his side of the city we live in and we went out for cocktails and to watch a band play. Afterwards we went back to his place, which was around the corner from the venue. Everything felt right and we were intimate for the first time. It had been 9 months since I had been with anyone. It was very good, passionate, we both enjoyed it. Everything I thought it would be. The second it was over and he had finished, he exclaimed how good it was, then got off me, and walked into his kitchen to check his phone which was charging on the counter. He lives in an apartment so I could see this from his bed. He then stood there and watched the football highlights, then started to type for a while so I assume he was replying to text messages. Then went and sat on the sofa for a few minutes. He eventually came back in his room, did not say a word, just plugged in his phone to charge and set his alarm for 7 in the morning. We were both off work the next day. He said you can stay if you want, but just so you know I will be up at 7, I want to go to the gym. Night. He said this while his back was to me. Then went straight to sleep, not facing me. I stayed on the other side of the bed and eventually fell asleep myself. I felt awkward being there. Alarm went off at 7, we both woke up. I said good morning, he replied in kind. Again no touching or looking over at me, he jumped straight out of bed. We got to sleep at 2 so I was pretty tired, but I get up out of bed myself and go to his bathroom. By the time I get out he is looking through his wardrobe deciding what he wants to wear for the day. I sit on his bed and book my ride. I attempt to make small talk, and ask more about his plans for the day with his friend. Again does not look at me while replying, just looked through his wardrobe. At this point I felt like I had served my purpose the night before and was no longer necessary. My ride arrives, he walks me to his door. The driver has parked at the end of his street due to roadworks that had taken place over the week. He says bye to me as I walk down the road. This was on Thursday night and Friday morning. No, did you get home okay, or I had a good night text. Nothing for over 2 days, until 1 hour ago when he texted simply recovered yet. I have not texted back and do not think I even want to see him again. My friend is trying to convince me he was just busy today, but being busy has never stopped him before. We had texted every day. And to be honest I am put out by how distant he was after we were intimate for the first time. He knows I do not have casual intimacy and had not been with anyone for over 9 months. I felt like his behavior was inconsiderate and I feel quite used. I was not expecting a marriage proposal after being intimate, just basic eye contact, conversation and maybe a hug. My friend thinks I am overreacting. Am I? Was I overreacting, or would you feel the same way?
Another clash is on the way. Here's number 4.
I almost ruined my best friend's wedding by oversleeping. So my best friend was having a 4 in the morning destination wedding. Yes, 4 in the morning. So my best friend was having a 4 in the morning destination wedding. Yes, 4 in the morning. Makeup for me, the bride's mom, and the groom's mom was scheduled for 9:30 the night before. The bride asked if I could drive them since I had rented a car. The bride's mom was staying at the bride's sister's house, and the groom's mom was at a hotel about 5 minutes from mine. Easy, simple. I thought I had this. Except I did not have this. For some mysterious, cursed reason, my phone alarm decided to be silent. This has happened to me before, and no, my phone was not on silent. So instead of waking up at 9 like a responsible adult and supportive best friend, I woke up at 11 because my husband got up to use the bathroom. 2 hours late. Meanwhile, both moms had been waiting for me for an hour. They eventually panicked and woke up the bride to figure out what to do. So now it's the middle of the night before her wedding, and instead of peacefully preparing to get married, she's stress spiraling because I vanished from existence. They ended up starting their makeup around 10:30 without me. Mine didn't start until 11:30. When I finally saw my best friend, she was upset, and rightfully so. I felt like absolute garbage. Full anxiety attack. Apologized approximately 1,000 times. I was convinced I had permanently damaged our friendship and possibly the entire institution of marriage. She eventually calmed down and the wedding was beautiful, but I still feel sick thinking about it. I know I messed up by not waking up. That part is on me. But a tiny irrational part of my brain keeps wondering, couldn't they have woken up the bride's sister? Or called a rideshare? Or literally anything other than waking up the bride at 10 at night to tell her that her bridesmaid disappeared? Anyway, I messed up by trusting my phone and almost becoming the villain in my best friend's wedding story forever. Have you ever accidentally let someone down at the worst possible time?
Chaos overload. Let's wrap up this final clash.
I moved out after my sister-in-law kept hiding my shoes. I offered to help my sister-in-law with her 3 kids while her husband was out of the country. 3 days in, she started hiding my shoes. My sister-in-law has 3 little ones, and her husband, my stepbrother, had to leave the country for work for a few months. I offered to stay so I could help her out where needed, and she happily accepted. I live across town, so not that far. I was there for 3 days when my sister-in-law commented on me going on daily walks. I have taken a daily walk of at least a mile since October 2018. Yes, even with a cold, yes, even in cold weather, yes to all of it. On nice days the walk is usually 4 miles. At my sister-in-law's house, I started taking a path that was about 2 miles. I asked if she wanted me to watch the kids while she got some exercise and she scoffed and said she was too busy, but it must be nice. I was a little puzzled since I was offering to help. But the comments kept coming. She kept trying to poke holes. But it's not really a mile every day, right? And, what would you do if you broke your foot? Would you get anxious if you couldn't take a walk? Then one morning I couldn't find my shoes. My sister-in-law woke up an hour later. I was eating breakfast with the kids, and I asked her. She told me to go check the back door, and when I'd gotten back, she pointed at them by the door and said I must have missed them. I took my walk after telling her that her joke wasn't funny. She was annoyed when I got back and told me that she thinks I need to see a therapist over my anxiety or obsession. I told her that I do have a therapist, and she said I clearly need a new one because this one isn't helping. I asked her point blank why does it bother her so much if I want to take a walk? She said I was supposed to be there to help her with the kids and I'm disappearing for hours at a time. I told her that my walks take about 30 minutes, and I'm doing it while they have downtime. I put my shoes in the guest room with the rest of my things and they were gone the next morning. I just said forget it and packed my things and left. My sister-in-law called me when I was on my way home and said I was overreacting and being childish and this is why I am single and alone. I told her that I don't play these stupid games and that I would still pick up the girls and stay until she got home from work but that she's on her own for everything else. Was I overreacting, or would you have done the same thing?
That was today's chaos. See you at the next clash. Don't just watch the clash, join the corner. Subscribe now.